Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. Well, we get a Soul Ring. Hard to really have any discussion after that. Only couple cards I would consider taking over Soul Ring are Black Lotus, because I think Black Lotus is more fun, even though Soul Ring is better. Although they've basically killed Storm in the cube, so like Black Lotus is really good when you're playing Storm, but it just doesn't really exist anymore. So maybe I'll just take it anyway. The other one would be Time Walk, just because Time Walk lets you do things that you can't do really anywhere else in Magic, like looping turns, get tempo advantages. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, Soul Ring, very happy with. This pack's quite strong. Lelia, Velia, Vivi, Hull Breacher, Swords, but we'll take the good card here. Following that up, there's the infinite mana combo Zerda plus Basalt Monolith, but I feel like Urza's Saga is good with Soul Ring because you can go turn 1 Soul Ring Urza Saga and then turn 2 activate it. And then it also, you can play Urza Saga and it will fetch your Soul Ring. So both sides are great. Otherwise, maybe a Skull Clamp is good, but this doesn't really require us to go in any colors, and that's quite appealing. Next pack is a lot of big payoffs. We've got like Atraxo, World Spine Worm, Subtlety, that kind of thing. We also have, Manifold Key, I guess, stops creatures from, like, you can get damage through pretty easily with this, which is interesting. Not entirely sure what direction to go from here. I'm feeling like I've very much been enjoying red aggro, and this card is okay. It's not like the best red aggro card by any means. Atraxa, Worldspine Worm both have the highest upside. Worldspine Worm goes with, I guess Atraxa Flash is also kind of good. You just dig through time, kind of. I think I'm gonna take a Birds of Paradise. I'm just not in particular a fan of the reanimation sneak attack type decks. I think they're quite weak, and I just want to do something more consistent. Here, wow. We got Oko Retrofitter Foundry. I feel like Oko Urza Saga is quite strong. Retrofitter Foundry also is another thing you can find with Urza Saga. It does a lot of stuff. And there was the card that makes things like activated abilities cost less, which does go pretty hard with Retrofitter Foundry. But I'll take an Oko. I feel like it's been quite a while since I've drafted blue-green. Not saying that's necessarily the direction I have to go, but it is a direction I'm looking at. Soul Guide Lantern, nice option to have off Urza's Saga. Gao is okay. Keen-Eyed Curator's fine. I feel like I see this card all the time. Like, it's never amazing. It's never bad. And then there's like a Wastewood Verge for fixing. I feel like maybe let's go that direction. Sultai is kind of fun. Deathrite Shaman, Exploration, Fatal Push, Hard Evidence. Let's take a Deathrite Shaman. Okay, then we get this pack, which has a Scythecat Cub. It's a card I've definitely come around on. Could definitely see that being the pick. It is really sad to me, like, how far Storm has fallen. Like, I love Storm as much as anybody else, and I would just kind of fall into it because there was support. I don't know, like, specifically which cards they've cut that make it just much harder, but I really haven't even drafted a deck where it's like tendrils as possible here. um, Maybe someone with more analysis can fill me in on what I've been missing. But it was like a really slow process because they got rid of Mind's Desire, which was like one of the best Storm cards that made so many archetypes possible. Cutting High Tide really hurt. I was pretty particularly sad when they cut like Mana Flare and then the green Mana Flare with Turnabout, because those were a lot of fun. And like I've said this a couple times, I think Candelabra is like the worst card in the cube right now. I wouldn't play it in any deck ever, I don't think. But there could be a way to support it if they added stuff like Mana Flare, the green Mana Flare. You could put it in like Nissa, High Tide. Like the more ways you put in the cube to support that card, I think the better it's going to get. So I would like to see something go that direction as well. Belia this late has got to be a sign, right? We don't really have anything that combos with it though, so I'm going to take the Waterlogged Growth, but we're just going to keep that in mind. Both of these come around. Okay. Hayward Might's okay. Terra Thunder. Exile target non-land permanent for 4 mana. is quite a big ask. I think I'll just take Haywire Might. Good with Urza Saga. It's like a cheaper Terra Sunder kind of. Okay, World Spine Worm Wheels. I'm feeling like green-white is the direction we're supposed to go. This can grab an Urza Saga, so I'm actually going to take that. Savai Triome doesn't do a lot. Um, yeah, it looks like green, white, black is probably where we're supposed to be. I mean, maybe this gives us black, white fixing. We'll take a Grave Titan. I don't know. That pick was kind of impulse, but I just like this card. Uh, Nothing here. Guess I'll take this. Okay, there's a Mana Tithe. There's also Tide Hollow Scholar. In a deck such as this, healing Mana Tithe. Eureka last pick. Okay. Alright, we got Psychic Frog. Definitely definitely a high consideration. Thoughtseize, Jite. Lot of good cards here. It's between Frog and Jite for me. Cards that can wear Jite, birds can't, but like the rest of the stuff Cannon is quite good with. Yeah, okay, I'll take a Jite. Frog is busted. If I was like solidly into those colors, I would definitely take the Frog, but we're not quite there. Questing Beast versus Gaia's Cradle. I have quite a few cheap creatures. I'll take a Gaia's Cradle. Okay. Ancient Tomb is good with a couple cards, not a ton. I like the Oddity. Headliner Scarlet is good, but we're not not really in those colors. Don't have Wasteland to go with this thing. We'll just take the Uvenwald Oddity, be a little aggressive here. Pretty good with Soul Ring. Okay, this pack, I mean, probably got to be a Titania. This card's busted. I don't really have any ways to put lands into the graveyard currently, but this card just consistently overperforms. Although, when this enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from a graveyard at random for 7 mana. Okay. I'm not saying it's bad. Just 7 mana is a lot to ask. We have Fast Bond. Not really a Fast Bond deck. Oh, we have Knight of the Reliquary with Titania. That's the combo. This also could be a Thalia deck. I have mostly creatures. So I could move into more white-green. Alternatively, there's Sentinel of the Nameless City, which is just big. Yeah, it's probably better to avoid moving into other colors if we can avoid it. Lush Portico helps with Mana Tithe, Knight of the Reliquary. Otherwise, Nature's Lore doesn't have any duels to grab currently. So let's... this is also interesting. I'll just take the green-white fixing. Hex Drinker. Yeah, the more I play with this card, like, I don't think you can really pass it. Almost every game I see this in, it just wins. It either just wins, or it forces the opponent to invest a lot of resources into it. And, like, you just spent a bit of mana, and they have to, like, spend a couple cards trying to kill it. It's quite good. I'm gonna take it. I don't really enjoy the play patterns that it enables, but that's okay. Here's a Sowing Myco Spawn. Shifting Woodland does some stuff too, but I think that's okay. So, like, here's the thing that people tell me, right? Candelabra of Tawnos, they say it's good with Urza Saga. Would you put this card in your deck because you have Urza Saga? If the answer is no, then it's not, like, good with Urza Saga, right? Like, this card in our deck currently it's okay with Gaia's Cradle too, but what's the dream scenario here? You put it into your deck. Ooh, Craterhoof's pretty good. You put it into your deck, and then you, like, have Gaia's Cradle, and then you can untap Cradle. It taps for 3, so you spend 1 to add 3. So, like, it's a 1 mana artifact that adds 2 mana, kind of. That's sort of the dream draw. And if you don't have Gaia's Cradle, it does nothing. And if you have Gaia's Cradle and no creatures, it does nothing. And, like, explain to me why this card could be good. Or maybe just in the comments, like, would you put Candelabra of Tawnos in this deck? If you could just slot it in, would you be like, yes, I'm excited about this? If you are, then, you know, more power to you. But I don't think it's a playable card in this deck, which has 2 of the 3 cards that it's potentially good with. We'll take Questing Beast. Expedition Map can grab Urza Saga, which is pretty good because that's sort of like a backdoor way. No, I want to play Oko. Let's take this. Although Witch Enchanter is also quite good. I do like Witch Enchanter, but I think Oko is good enough to, like, try and play. We'll take Winds. Card's very good. Hildebrand Manderville. I don't know. Okay, red is like insanely open. What is happening over here? I'm trying to just draft like a reasonable deck and they keep pulling me back. I would say a fetch land would go hard, but I actually don't have any duels that could be fetched. Spar's Headquarters fixes all my mana. I like that. Tinker, don't have anything to do with that. Days, don't have anything to do with that. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. This solves most of my mana problems are if I can find a fetch now. Ugh. Do I have to splash a Minskin Boo? I could say no. That's definitely a valid option. Just like I don't want to play that, so I'm not going to. I might just do that. I honestly think it might be optimal to just try and splash this. Most of the power I say don't, but this costing 4, like you have plenty of time to get mana for it. I just have played with it so many times and I don't enjoy it. So I'm going to take something else like Reprieve or Malevolent Rumble. I think with the bit of fixing I have now, I'm going to take Reprieve just to get a little bit more player interaction. Mother of Runes. There's the Academy. Not good in this deck. Mom is pretty good. Tamio. What does Tamio do? She can get back a couple things. She does mill cards, which makes Titania a little bit better. I might take Fyndhorn Elves instead. It's really good with the Guy's Cradle, Jite, Craterhoof. This is sort of just like a all-in Craterhoof type deck. Torsten is interesting. Torsten, Prismatic Vista, Primetime grabbing. Primetime's actually good with Urza Saga Guy's Cradle as well. Torsten. It is another mana sink. Put any number of creature lands into your hand. When it dies, make 7/1/1s. Guide of Souls, we could take early, do a bunch of stuff with. The problem is we don't have it, like, turn 1 white is pretty tough for the deck. Turn 2 white we can do. I think I'm going to take the Vista. It's good with Deathrite and Titania. And then it also just fixes mana. Sika's Chariot. What other tokens do I have? None? I guess we could copy food with Oko. Is another direction we could go. Yeah, I'll take the Chariot. This deck can turbo it out pretty fast. This makes 2 creatures, which are also quite good with everything else going on. Could this be the rare Sandstorm Salvager deck? We could play it early. This is 2 bodies for Gaia's Cradle. It makes a token that's pretty good to copy with a Sika's Chariot. Otherwise, there's 6, which does mill cards. Well, mills cards. We can play it turn 2 quite consistently. So it's card advantage, and then what cards can we retrace that are really good? Like Oko, Questing Beast, Myco Spawn. I feel like this card will still wheel. I think 6 is just better. Okay, Temple Garden, quite nice. We could potentially be an upheaval deck. Let me think about this. Do I have an untapped green-white? No, but do I have anything that fetches it? Also no. Corsair is just fine. Upheaval. I have Cradle. I have a couple creatures. Double blue might be hard in the deck. I think I'm just going to take Temple Garden. That makes like turn 1 Mana Tithe and whatever more possible. Spring Heart Nantuko. This seems good. I can attach it to stuff and then make copies of a creature. Whenever... Well, if this permanent is attached to a creature you control, create a token that's a copy of the creature. And then, and then a Sika's Chariot can copy the token. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I like that a lot. This could now be Novice Inspector deck. We have a bit of white fixing. Really good with Gaia's Cradle and Urza's Saga, so I like that. Here would be really cool if we could play White of the Reliquary, but we have 1 black land. Don't think that's possible. I'll take a Tangawire for the sideboard against like the really unfair matchups. Is this a paradoxical outcome deck? I can bounce all of my like creatures. I think just Tamio for some value. I have so much acceleration and this is good card advantage. At this point I can probably play Guide of Souls and be pretty happy about it. And then take this thing. Red was still open this pack. Last pick Courser of Crewfix. This dude has fallen off. Okay, so this deck looks pretty good. We just need to make some cuts. Probably one of these fours needs to go, and it might just be Tamio. I like all of these because we have quite a few one-man accelerants. Let's see what it looks like when we cut these. 26. Okay. I could cut Oko, and that would make the mana substantially better. I get rid of these two and this. That's probably the play, even though I like Oko a lot. It's very hard to cast him. And it's just better to have consistent mana and a consistent deck, especially when we're already looking for cuts. And I feel like we're kind of doing it already. Keen-Eyed Curator is another card I could see cutting, but with how many mana sources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana sources. This many fours. I think I'm gonna cut this dude. Run 16 land. This setup because Gaia's Cradle's not really a turn 1 land. Neither is this, but the rest of these are. And then, I mean, I could run Courser. It's kind of card advantage. This deck does have two things that want you to keep hitting lands. We also have 6. 6 plus Courser is also kind of interesting. Maybe there is something here. Questing Beast. I mean, these two cards are quite good. Sowing Myco Spawn grabs Saga or Gaia's Cradle. And I have Soul Ring, which lets me kick it sometimes. Not having Wasteland is kind of rough, but Sowing Myco Spawn for Gaia's Cradle is a pretty strong line that kind of pays for itself. I think... Sorry, Courser. I think we're just going to do it like this. Add some lands. 2, 7. Okay, so green sources right now we have turn 1 untapped is what we want specifically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Turn 1 untapped green sources. White sources we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then white sources in general we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green sources in general we have kind of Gaia's Cradle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So kind of a tough call. I think I want another forest though. I think being stuck off green would be really bad. Being stuck off white, just a little annoying. I could... There is a world where I could see replacing this with the Courser. It does make the mana more consistent. Because Novice Inspector is sort of just 3 mana draw card. Courser also kind of draws cards. I'm going to do this. We'll see how it goes. See you all round 1. Oh, right, we're playing against Thalia. Uh-oh. I mean, I guess good matchup. I have no non-creature spells. This is the classic start. I'm going to keep it. I have quite a few good payoffs, and this is a very fast start. Kind of weird that turn 1 Soul Ring might be correct. Because I have some 4-drops. Most of my 4-drops, though, are double green. I'm going to lead on Llanowar Elves. This lets me go Lush Portico next turn, Elf, or Soul Ring Cycle Spar's Headquarters. Okay, single blue. Winds of Abandon. Not exactly what we wanted to see. We're going to play a tapped land. Deathrite Shaman. No, we want something bigger. Then I get to go Intorn Elves. Attack for 1. Sort of a trade-off there between doing 1 damage to my opponent and resolving a Soul Ring, but given just how much mana we have, it didn't feel like I needed to really make a decision either way. Let's lead off with Soul Ring, see if that resolves. Okay, let's try 6, playing around Mana Leak. Okay, I can retrace Deathrite Shaman, which is kind of cool. It doesn't do a ton for me if I do that. I think I'm better off just attacking for 2. Every point of damage counts. I could cycle Spar's Headquarters, which is probably better than getting a Deathrite Shaman. Okay, you know what? We'll take it. Mono blue. Tanglewire has some outs, but I feel like on the draw we just run it back. I could see cutting Winds of Abandon. Wow, no lands is something. Mulligan. Okay. This hand has potential to be good. I need a white source. I'm gonna cut one of the 4s, and I feel like Isika's Chariot is worse with what I'm currently seeing. This is not a good hand. If I draw a white source, I'll feel much more confident. Alright, turn 1 Haywire Might. Okay, this is a very different deck from the opponent than I saw last round. Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Would have loved to mana tide that. Draw Soul Ring. Forest. You know what? We'll accept the Forest. I'll attack. I don't know. Psychological damage. Mana tide's only good when you can play it, you know? Alright, let's draw untapped white. Soul Ring's pretty good too. Let's go Forest. Uh, let's attempt a Soul Ring. See if they counter that. Oh, that hurts so much. Ugh. That's fine, I guess. Could have waited one more turn. I can retrace it with 6. They discard Brazen Borrower. Okay, so they're more like blue controlling-ish. If I draw a land, I think I go with Sowing Myco Spawn. Yeah, let's do that. They can't counter all of the effect here. And I think I'm just going to grab Urza's Saga most likely. Because that lets me... I have Haywire Might. I can start making tokens. And then... I guess the downside of Urza's Saga is... my one hit off the trigger... Both my hits are actually in play. So that is one potential problem. Let's grab a Prismatic Vista. This lets me have Soul Tithe at the ready. Last turn. It's like Soul Tithe at the ready, but then something that also lets me top deck Titania and get value off of her. Jace. They don't want to flip Jace. Okay, they discard Lose Focus. Glad that I played this thing. One more mana. Yeah, Mana Tithe never fails to deliver. It's just always good every game. The more that Vintage Cube in particular becomes all about like who can play the most expensive ridiculous cards, just the better it gets, I guess. Oh my goodness, see you next round. Hey, I'm sorry for the short interruption, but I just wanted to take the time to mention that I spent about 3 years designing my ideal card game, which is Algomancy. So if you like the way that I play the game, talk about the game, or view synergies, and you think that type of gameplay is something you could be interested in, maybe check out Algomancy. It solves the problem of first player advantage, solves the problem of Mana Screwer and Flood, and there's no expensive cards. It's just a self-contained cube-like experience. You can cube draft with your friends. The other thing that it does really cool is you can cube draft 1v1. You don't need to get up to 8 people. And you can actually draft live in the game as well. So it's a really, really fun game that's based on just strategy instead of like getting lucky, hoping to draw the right cards. It really allows you to make cool plays and win on those cool and interesting plays and synergies. So if you're interested at all, go to algomancy.io, give it a check. Otherwise, just keep enjoying the videos. All right, let's see if we can do better than that. Socks and shoes. I like that. I like the spelling of that. I like everything about that. I don't like this hand in general, but 5 land is a lot for a deck like this. All right, I don't like this hand, but we'll keep it. And we're gonna go Scythe Cat Cubs 6. Again, I feel like Questing Beast is better than the Chariot. We go tapped land. The Cub is good, especially this hand on the play is pretty nice. Guide of Souls, don't like that. That card is pretty messed up. Play the Cub. Next turn, I think 6 is probably better than Courser of Krufix. But it depends on if I need, like if they play something I can't attack into, then obviously that changes. Magda. They're both 2/4s. Okay. Haywire Might. Let's go Forest, Grow the Cub. And I'm just going to play 6. 6 is better to have had in play, whereas Courser of Krufix, if I like whiff next turn, I can play it and then try and hit a land off the top. Do I attack? I think so, because if I draw a land, I can Questing Beast. And I still have a blocker. It's quite likely my opponent has... They can just play 2 creatures and then give Magda flying, and then my blocker doesn't matter. Or that, I guess. It's pretty devastating that I attacked because now they get the Magda token. So there's that, I suppose. If I draw a land, though, I'll be pretty happy. Okay, I draw my own Guide of Souls. I'm going to play Courser. I really want to hit a land this turn. Okay, that's kind of a land. Let's pass turn. I mean, this for Gaia's Cradle would be nice if there's an untapped land on top. Ballista for 2 makes uh blocking a little bit sketchy. It does let them fly the Magda as well, which is kind of cool. They could save up the tokens and then go grab a Glorybringer or whatever. Oh wait, Glorybringer's not in the cube. 4/3 flying coming in. You got it. Okay, that's a bit scary. Don't really have removal. Okay, land on top is exactly what I needed. So I get to go Urza's Saga. All this stuff. Grow the Cub. Saga triggers. Then I get to play this thing. Search for a land card, which is likely going to be a guy's cradle. Yeah. Trigger this, put counters on the Cub, which will double them, so it becomes huge. 6/6 is pretty nice. Then I'm gonna play a Haywire Might. Free combat and kill the Walking Ballista. Do that. What? Non-creature? What? Oh, okay. Didn't know that. I thought it was anything. Okay, non-creature. I can eat a treasure token. I think I'll just like eat a Walking Ballista counter or something. That's not what I thought it did, obviously. Scythe Cat Cub, I think I do attack. I don't think they can kill it. Okay, they kill that. Gain 2 life. Attack for 6. They have 3 cards in hand. I get to Questing Beast next turn. I'm drawing just a basic forest. Flicker Wisp blinks the Cub. Kind of annoying. I almost wonder if they wanted to blink Skyclave and then have Skyclave eat the Cub. Because that would have given them 2 Guide of Souls triggers. Okay, well, I guess I was supposed to exile one of their treasures. This is going to be pretty bad. It's a lot of creatures with a lot of stuff coming in. Although, I guess Flicker Wisp can block Questing Beast, but that's the only one. But they can go Flicker Wisp plus Walking Ballista to kill it, which is kind of annoying. So we take 4. We do get our Cub back. Yeah, I think they wanted to bounce this. Return the Cub. Draw. Craterhoof on top is very good. I just have to survive 1 turn. Okay. This changes things a lot. Let's go Guide of Souls. Make a Saga token. Gain a life, get a thing. Guy's Cradle. We'll then play Questing Beast. Gain a thing. So we just have to not die here. Play a Forest. Gain a life, and Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So the only thing that can block it is Flicker Wisp. So I think if I just put a counter here, I can attack them. They can chump with Flicker Wisp, but otherwise it's just going to kill their Planeswalker, which is quite good. Let's do that. And we're just kind of hanging out to draw Craterhoof Behemoth off the top next turn and win. Attack them with Questing Beast. We're at 16. I don't think they could do 16 damage currently. They chump with the only thing they know. Alright, let's see what happens. Guy's Cradle looking pretty good right about now. Alright, not summon Kujita. Goldspan Dragon, you got it. That is not... Well, am I dead? I don't think so. This is... I actually might be dead. This is +3 in flying, so this will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I take... No, I'm dead to Walking Ballista! Ah! That's annoying. Maybe I was supposed to try and force them to chump here? I don't have any first strike, so I can't kill Walking Ballista before anything. Oh my gosh. Goldspan Dragon was not what I expected and exactly what they needed to kill me. Oh, they just put counters on the Ballista. Right. That is even easier to kill me. Maybe they had me dead anyway. That would have been 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, they literally needed Goldspan or some haste flyer to kill me. That's unfortunate. So, unable to block and then just die. Rough, but it happens. super aggressive. I think this deck is fairly set up. They drew well and killed me before I could do the thing. Okay, I have so many one drops. Where are they? These hands are so slow. Do I mulligan this though? I don't do anything until turn 3. Ugh. Can I please just draw normally? I'm gonna keep this hand because I don't know, we're likely to hit something. We're gonna ditch. Jite seems insane in the matchup. I think right now I'm gonna ditch Titania just because she's a 5-drop and I don't have the mana for that. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. Okay. Next turn we get to go. Really depends on what they do. If they play Kellen and a Bauble. I can go Hex Drink or Haywire Might, and that would trade fairly nicely with Kellen. I need to draw like a couple lands. Yeah, I think I am going to play both of these. Because next turn if I draw a land, I can just go Cub, play the land. Voice of Victory. I can't cast spells, you got it. They do offer the trade. I will take it even though it is a little bit suspicious. Llanowar Elves. Okay. Cheetah does something. I think the play is Elves level up Hex Drinker. And then if I draw an untapped land, I can play and equip Jite, because they're likely to attack with this thing. Or if I draw a land, I can go Myco Spawn for Gaia's Cradle. Do all that stuff too. I'll take 3. They have Magda. You got it. Okay, this feels like a good spot. We draw land, so we need to decide what's happening. And 2-1. There's a couple different directions. I think Myco Spawn or Cradle level up Hex Drinker is probably the best option. We level you up. And we level you up. And we level you up. 4-4. Protection from a bunch of stuff, and I have a Jita at the ready. I can attack for 4. It feels advantaged for me to do so. Because I can still block with Sowing Myco Spawn. This card's nuts. This card's so insane. It enters untapped. And it has kicker too. The kicker is what's nuts to me. This could just be 4 mana tutor land and it would be pretty good, but okay, they make a treasure token. They could have Walking Ballista, and I would rather them eat the Myco Spawn, so we'll block here. They could also just need the treasure token to play like Big Elspeth, or what on earth could they have for 5 mana? What could they possibly have? Solitude. They have Solitude. Okay, that's good to know about. With Solitude, they're going to Solitude the Hex Drinker if I level it up enough. But I feel like just playing and equipping Jite to the Myco Spawn solves a lot of that. So if I play Scythecat Cub, this will tap for 4, 5, 6. I'll have plenty of mana. They do that. Yeah, if Solitude is a 3-2, yeah, it's got to be Solitude. So they play Solitude, exiling Hex Drinker. Let's try and bait them a little bit. Well, the levels don't really do anything. Let's just play Jite. Equip Jite to Myco Spawn. Well, if I do it this way, actually I kind of like this play. We're going to equip here. And then, do I just not attack with Hex Drinker at all? Because they're going to play Solitude, exile something. If they exile the Myco Spawn, then I can just level up Hex Drinker post-combat. If they exile the Hex Drinker, then I get Jite counters, and I can wipe their board. So this feels okay. Attack here. Don't attack with this, because if I attack with both, they could play Solitude, exile the Myco Spawn, and then double block Hex Drinker. And I can only kill one of the 2 creatures, so I'm just going to attack like this. Yeah. Most telegraphed Solitude in history. They eat that. That makes sense. And they trade. You got it. Very good Solitude. But now we have an active GT, and that is a game changer. Equip here. Little rough to lose 2 creatures with a guy's cradle out, but that's okay. Guide of Souls. So we can kill that before they get to attack here. Carry Zev, Skyship Raider. Yeah, I need to kill this because they're going to get a bunch of counters off Voice of Victory attack. So, well, how much do I care about that? They have 1 card in hand. If they attack with Voice of Victory, they'll get the counters before anything and they can grow it. So let's just kill this now. So any land off the top and we're golden, because then I can Scythe Cat Cub. Any spell and I'm also golden. Ajani's pretty annoying, but I can Winds of Abandon it. Untapped White Source would be... Chariot's pretty good too. Can't really complain about a Chariot. I can go Asika's Chariot. If I attack with Scythe Cat Cub, it currently trades with Ajani. Or the cat, right? I attack with Scythe Cat Cub, they block with the cat, and then I have to use GT counters to kill the Ajani, which is kind of annoying. They have no cards in hand. I could just wait 1 turn, play Asika's Chariot. I'm very, very weak to Goblin Bombardment in that case. But they have no cards in hand. And like a single land off the top goes pretty hard. I think I go Chariot. Then I could Winds of Abandon. I think at this point I'm okay just trading Scythe Cat Cub with Ajani and the Cat Warrior, because I can then equip Ite to a cat or something. A little rough to have to do this, but it is what it is. Oh, is that not how that works? There's triggers first. I thought... Alright, that's on me. I thought that damage would trigger... Okay, well, that's not how that works. That is very unfortunate then. These get sacrificed. The beginning of the next end step. This is going to be rough, to be honest. So they could just 0 Ajani. This is so bad. Okay, equip here. Big mistake. I just thought that I would get counters first. Because I thought, like, they have their own GT. Oh my god. That's devastating. Oh, they do this pre-combat. Okay. When you do... So I think they can target something. We're going to find out. I think I get a chance to respond to the targeting. Okay. And then I can grow this cat. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. And I can also kill this cat if I need to. Because it's going to do 3 damage, but I could make it be 2. I think I'm going to do that. Cat takes 2 damage. Equip GT here, so we can double block carry Zev. They get GT, which is rough, but not the end of the world. Because I also get GT. They attack like that, we can block like this. So now my GT counters resolve before theirs do. Okay, we learned how GT interacts with death triggers. We won't make that mistake again. It is first strike. Okay, I did not learn my lesson. First strike. That's hilarious. It's not, but it's very unfortunate for me. Okay. Now maybe we've learned our lesson. They kill that. We have just a cat. We'll see what happens. That's a good draw. It's a pretty good draw. Play it. Trample haste. They cannot save Ajani here. I attack. They block here. Ajani takes 3. They block here. Ajani takes 3. I can't crew the chariot because then they could. Well, let me think about this. If I crew the chariot here, we need to copy the target token. If I crew the chariot here, they could then chump the chariot with Voice of Victory, keep Ajani at 1, which would then let them. That would be dead, but they could do it post-combat and kill a creature. I think killing Ajani is better. Okay, we're learning all the ins and outs of opponents with GT. This card is very gross. We need them to miss on a draw here, Because they could attack with Jite, kill the cat, and then Asika's Chariot doesn't do very much. They equip over there. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I guess First Strike plus Jite is kind of spicy. Then they equip it back. You got it. Sacrifice those. Okay. White Source, Spring Heart and Tuco. I don't have a land. Okay, so we definitely exile this thing to carry Zev. Is there... Yeah, exile this. Then we have a couple different directions to go. I can attack with Asika's Chariot, try and make a copy of the cat, and that would sort of force them to activate Jite right now. But then I don't have Jite equipped to Ulvenwald Oddity for the following turn. So I can also just equip here right now and attack. They could still kill the cat, but then this is equipped here, and that feels better. Equip there. We move to attacks. If I had mana to re-equip, I would. I'm going to attack like this, because they can kill the cat at any time. So this encourages them to use their Jite counters now. Now we get Jite counters. The fun thing we could potentially do, no we can't, is use Jite to Strength Voice of Victory, but they already have Jite counters. This card is so ridiculous. Literally, who thought this was a good idea? I guess Umezawa. Okay. Jite v Jite. They're going to get up to 4 counters. They hit me for a bunch. They can try and use 4 counters to kill Oddity, but as long as Jite is equipped to Oddity, this is a very good reason why keeping Jite on Oddity is good, because I can use it to keep my guy alive. That's a bit scary. They make it a 2-2. And they can just keep responding to that. I don't like this. But they can't make it a... they could just make it a 4-4. Base power and toughness 4-4. Yep, you got a Figure of Destiny. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to respond once. That's the play. Let them trigger it and then ping it in response. They lose their warrior tokens. Get a land? 6. Okay. What do we do now? Springheart and Tuco gives +1/+1. If I had a land, this would be so good. Let's play 6. Do they have the mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can make this into an 8/8. Yeah, I was supposed to do this a little differently. Bestow here on the Ulvenwald Oddity. No land in hand, unfortunately. This means they can't kill the Oddity with Jite. So now I can stop Figure of Destiny from transforming. Let's crew here. This pressures their... Does this give first strike? No. Crew here. This will pressure their Jite counters because I want to clone the cat. They shrink the cat. You got it. And they're doing it now, which is good for me, I guess. They're taking 9 damage still. Okay, we get to move to combat. Can I just kill them? No, because they can just gain 2 life to counteract my counters. So they're just taking 9 here. Okay, so now I get to kill this. What a crazy game. And Oddity is big enough where I can just power through here. Yeah, we're ahead of the Jite race. Nice. Okay. Little bit of a fumble, but we pulled it back. Okay, they have an Umezawa's Jite, so Haywire Might, very high value. Tamio doesn't do a lot. Keen-Eyed Curator is big. It could be better than Reprieve on the draw, but they have some big cards. I'd like to have this available. So I think I just run it back. It is encouraging to see people playing Jite. No way, a playable hand. Let's do it. Oh my gosh, this hand's very good. The Urza's Saga is a little bit suspicious because it can't... it has nothing to fetch. So that's a little bit rough. Because the play we would like to make is turn 1 Urza Saga Soul Ring. Then we'll get hit by Ragavan one time. But then I get to start making Saga tokens. But the problem is Saga, once it transforms, I might just want to find an artifact to grab. Yeah, I guess downside of having both in your opener. Turn 1 Urza Saga Soul Ring. Turn 2... I guess we could just go a little bit slower and just hope they don't have GT. Hex Drinker is sort of a way to get around GT as well. They can Walking Ballista for 2 next turn, and that would be a little bit devastating. Okay, I don't mind that. They don't even offer the trade, which is good news. Okay. Okay. So they have a bombardment. I think now we just go for it. Urza Saga. Soul Ring. Pass turn. Not the best sequence ever. And I want to just like force them to have to Goblin Bombardment the Haywire Might. Lauren of the dude, really? Oh my god. Okay. Let's see what they target. This is such a bad sequence for me. Okay, they hit Soul Ring. Makes sense. Then they do that. That makes sense too. So now I eat this. Then they get to Ragavan me. Yes. Just bad draws for me, good draws for them. Sowing Myco Spawn. Okay, glad I didn't draw that. They hit another card? Jeez. Yeah, this is probably over. I can make some Saga tokens. This is the best way to block Ragavan. It's really slow. But I think that's probably my best bet right now. Not like having both of my Urza Saga targets in hand is really rough. It seems like 2 is enough where you shouldn't have that happen a lot, but it's happened twice, which is very strange. I will trade with Ragavan. They just attack like that. I'll take 1, potentially 2. Elite Spellbinder. It doesn't matter that much because my hand is garbage. It does have flying. If only Saga could grab Jite, it would be pretty good. Okay. Token. What is going on with these draws? I have 2 2/2s. Nothing to find. Very sad. Let's go Forest, Birds, Pass. We'll take some damage. They can make figure a 4/4. I'm gonna take 7. Enduring Innocence. Okay. We're at 14. Crater Hoof is the draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if I play Guy's Cradle. So I guess the game plan is just set up for a Crater Hoof lethal as fast as possible. Which involves Hex Drinker's gonna cost 3, right? 3. Then I play Cradle now. Level this dude up a bunch. Level it up, level it up, level it up, and I will also level it up off the birds here. Pass turn. They don't know about Crater Hoof, I don't think. So I just have to live through next turn and keep my creatures alive. Okay, that doesn't do anything, I don't think. I think with 5 creatures, Crater Hoof should be lethal, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, just take 3. Love that. Borrows Headquarters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, this is Crater Hoof. I think it's lethal, but we'll see. They're all 7/7. Yeah, this has got to be lethal. Yeah, we did it. Okay, in the finals. See you there. All right, we're in the finals against Furious Lizard. We're going first. Hey, is this a reasonable hand? I think so. I could do Finhorn Elves. This is actually interesting. I'm gonna shock into Finhorn Elves. I kind of want to bestow Springheart and Antuco onto the elves, but I also could see wanting to hold up Reprieve. Guy's Cradle. Okay, let's do this now, right? So let me just read this card. This has so much text. Whenever a land you control enters, you can pay 2. If this permanent is attached to a creature you control, if you do create a token that's copying the creature, if you didn't create a token this way, create a green insect creature token. So I just do this, bestow here, and then I get to go Forest, make a token. I don't have the mana. And then Deathrite Shaman. And just hope they don't kill my Finhorn Elves next turn. But Shaman against the black deck seems pretty useful. Dark Ritual, okay. Toxic Deluge, literally? Why? Why does this always happen to me? Ugh. Didn't expect Dark Ritual Toxic Deluge. I guess holding up Reprieve was the correct play. Although this is pretty good. Get to make a creature. And then Ulvenwald Oddity. Hit them for 5. It was a pretty good Toxic Deluge. Borrogoyf is a 3/4 Death Touch Lifelink nonsense card. Okay. Another land. Plains. Make a token. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can transform this. Other creatures you control have +1/+1 trample and haste. Right? This is 4, 5, 6, 7. I can transform this dude. If they block, I transform. They take like no damage. That's a problem. 8, 8. They block, they take like 1. They do lose their creature, but I spend my whole turn. The Death Touch is really annoying. I think I'm going to pass turn and transform at end of turn, or hold up Reprieve. There's a lot of good draws I could have that would make this really devastating, and then transforming this into an 8/8, giving all my creatures +2/+2 and haste is pretty good. Emperor of Bones, just a 2/2. I'm okay with that for now. They can get Deathrite Shaman going. Okay, this attack is great for me. Transform you. Okay. Double block here. That feels like a huge misstep. Maybe they didn't see it? Okay. Plains. Get a creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't quite do the thing. But I have Reprieve up with all this, so let's just attack. They can trade Emperor of Bones with my Springheart Nantuko, and I'm kind of okay with that. They take it all. They fall to 4. I feel like with Reprieve, we kind of just got them. Okay. Okay, that worked out really well. Borrogoyf is a menace to society. What do we want to do? Tanglewire is interesting. Keen-Eyed Curator I definitely want. Cards to cut. The Chariot keeps coming up as like the worst card in the deck, so I think we'll just do that. Okay, no acceleration. We do have Keen-Eyed Curator, but I think I mulligan this. There's a Mana Tithe. We'll keep this, and we're gonna ditch. There's a little bit of tension between Nantuko and Scythecat Cub, but there's also a little bit of synergy. I'm gonna ditch Knight of the Reliquary. Being on the play would be so good, because I could have Mana Tithe at the ready to stop this. Ugh. Okay. Okay. We're gonna shock in Temple Garden. Turn 1 Demonic Tutor is not the best place to be. I don't necessarily want Urza Saga, so let's just play Plains. It's innocuous. I don't think they saw Mana Tithe. See what they tutored for. Strip Mine. Alright, sure. Float a mana. I don't think it's likely to work because they're just gonna pass and then reanimate stuff. Okay, they just strip mined. Prismatic Vista gets around this, but it's also a card I want to keep. I'm gonna shock this in play. This is a card I want to keep in play so that I can like Nantuko or Scythecat Cub. They have Entomb, I can't counter that. Atraxa. They probably can play around Mana Tithe now. We'll see though. Reanimate for 1. Yeah, can't stop that. The Mox Pearl makes this a completely different game. I mean, also them being on the play. So what did they grab? It's really annoying it doesn't show you what they grabbed. Chose Borrogoyf, Inquisition, Swamp, and lose focus. Borrogoyf, Inquisition, Swamp, lose focus. Okay. And they're just gonna hold up lose focus and I just lose here. Let's just move on. Yeah, we can, like, there's Oko, but I don't think it's worth destroying my mana for this. They just had a really good draw on the play, and that is what it is. This hand, it's got a Deathrite Shaman. Oddly enough, I will be playing that over Sol Ring turn 1. They have a Swamp. Spar's Headquarters. So I can go Plains, Sol Ring. Then I could cycle Headquarters at end of turn. We're going to hold up Deathrite so they don't just go end of turn, Entomb, untap, kill me. Ugh. You literally can't win. There's no way to win this. Emperor of Bones, you got it. So let's cycle this. Actually, I don't want to let them hit the Emperor of Bones, because if I draw Titania, I would like to have a land to grab. Alright, now I'll cycle this. Sentinel of the Nameless City is alright. Okay, we really gotta stop drawing lands. Like, really. Sentinel, create a map token. Surveil 1 into the map feels okay, but if it's a land, I'm gonna get rid of it, and this will dig through it. So let's do this first. Put Reprieve into your graveyard. Now they know about it. It's not even that good against their deck in general. I think I'm gonna pitch this. Play this. I just need something a little bit more impactful. Because I'm not winning the late game. They are. Reprieve, with something as cheap as Reanimate, doesn't matter. I might just be dead here. Dark Ritual and Tomb, yeah. I really, really don't enjoy this game pattern. Like, I don't know how you're really supposed to interact with it. They hit some stuff. So they have Reanimate now, show game log. They chose Reanimate, Frantic Search, Island, and Atali. They chose Island and they played Island. Okay. So they didn't get that many cards, but they do have a 7/7 protection from the world. And then they can... I guess I don't know how they get Atali into their graveyard. Jeez. Courser. Hex Drinker is a way to get back into this. Let's go Forest. I'm not giving up until we're... Oh, this thing is Vigilance? Dude. What is going on? Oh, they did... Wait, did it show Frantic Search? Am I crazy? Oh, it did show Frantic Search. Okay, so that's how they're getting Atali in play, and then they're going to play my Hex Drinker, because that's how Atali works. Alright, that's... We've had enough. I'm done. Not very interesting gameplay for me. Overall, the deck performed very well. Just round 3, you know, died on turn 1 or 2. Happens, I guess. This dude was awesome. I liked that a lot. And Urza's Saga was still pretty good. Because the 2 tokens it made turned Craterhoof lethal. So even though it didn't have anything to hit after that, like, that was a huge damage boost for Craterhoof. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching my content and you want to try something yourself that I made to solve a lot of the problems with Magic, like that non-interactive game 3 and stuff, go check out Algomancy. It solves the problem of first player advantage. It solves the problem of Mana Flood and Screw, and it's way more affordable because it's not a TCG. It's basically a cube that's just in one box that you get at once. So definitely go check that game out. And I have another game called Azoth, single player game that's on Steam right now. Definitely give that one a look as well. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.